Hey my dear friends, this is Laurie and I want to give you a tour of my sewing room that has been rearranged and organized, and this is my woman cave. I want to give you a tour. So when you go in, first thing you'll see here on the left is, well, you see a lot of things. Back there on that back wall is my thread. In the back left corner you have my brother 80, and in the center of the room I am so tickled about my new cutting table. It's a table that's got one of the leaves out. The other leaf, you can see there, it's folded down, but I wanted more room to have room to stand and work on all four sides of the table. And if you let this one out, it gets too close to my desk there. So, but that's perfect. Going over here a little bit closer. This really shouldn't be here. This is my little mini iron for doing like sleeves. This is my cutting table and my little coffee can in the middle. I covered it with some cute fabric, and it holds my rulers and my measuring tools and Turnip tubes and glue sticks and stuff that you would need at the cutting table. I always keep a magnet full of pins close by at all times. Coming around this way, we'll turn around here and you'll see where I just came from, the entrance. There's Cody on the door. This is shelf number 1. On the top shelf is, well, some pictures and all my painting supplies for my dolls that I used to make. The second shelf is my freezer paper for applique, and I've got all of my D-rings, key rings, Velcro, bias tape, bias hemming. The cardboard box on the left is full of my doll patterns, my doll fabric, and my doll templates. And also my crochet hooks are in that pink box with the pink lid. And the little plastic in the middle there is my quilt basting pins and clips. Second row we have, in the green Tupperware, is about 500 buttons. In the little basket next to that, which is a strawberry basket that I got when I went to get strawberries at Elliott Farms one year. Thought the basket was very handy, so it's got all my zippers. The very middle is about 100 different patterns for tote bags and any other thing you can think of, just as is the clear bin with the white lid on it. Tons of patterns there. In the red box is all my stabilizer for my embroidery, my fusible web, my shelf liner, my Peltex Timtex. And move on down to the third shelf. We got that cardboard box is full of nothing but fabric. And to the left, that is some off-white felt and some beige felt, like a gingerbread color felt that I bought when I thought I was going to make stuffed gingerbread men. And that little white clear case holds all of my embroidery floss and every spool of ribbon that you can imagine. Down on the bottom is crushed walnut shells for my different crafts, or my pin cushions, and a box full of nothing but fabric. There's my printer. Sorry about that. There's my Windex. It shouldn't be in here. Let's look at the top shelf up here. There's one of my little black dolls that I hadn't finished. One of my little Raggedy Anns, my little owl that I made Bailey. That's Linus. I got him for donating quilts to Project Linus. There's Woody, and there's my favorite book, North American Birds. That Georgia Bulldog is antique. It came from my grandmother's house. It's a piggy bank, and I wouldn't take $500 for it. That shelf my sweet precious husband hung. It holds all of my embroidery hoops, but I don't do hand embroidery. I just got it hanging up there to make it look like I do. There is 2 dog collars that I made for Buster. One's made out of Georgia Bulldog. There's a clamp I don't know why that's hanging up there, but it is. And there's all my embroidery hoops for my embroidery machine. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different size hoops. There's my trusty printer and the trusty computer. Lord have mercy. Moving on to the computer, we have the Decora Eagles. And I've been watching them today as I have been piddling around. She's eating something and feeding them babies, them little bobbleheads. Here's my tripod with my video filming apparatus for when I get ready to film a tutorial to go on Cocoa Beans YouTube channel, which won't be very long. There's a bowl that came from my grandmother's house, an antique bowl. It's got all my memory sticks and my USB ports. That is an OttLite, and they sell for $69.99. That one came from the rescue mission for $3, and I didn't even have to buy a light bulb. On the wall, there's templates. There's a picture there. Top shelf, I've got all my sprays, my basting sprays, my irons, my glues. Those are my paper cutting scissors. Don't dare cut fabric with my scissors that you get off of that wall, or you'll lose some fingers. There's my 20.5-inch cutting grid, and that's a kit for a wall hanging that I bought 4 years ago that I'm not able to really do now, so it's just hanging there. The brown box and the wood box is nothing but embroidery CDs and embroidery designs. I think I have every one that man ever made. And that one is full of nothing but CDs. Every CD probably has 30 or 40 designs on it. So you're looking at probably about $5,000 in those two boxes combined. That's thread, and I need a new one. It's called a Madeira Treasure Chest, and it's got my embroidery thread. It's different from regular sewing thread in that it is made of rayon and not cotton and polyester. There's some more embroidery thread, and that leads us to the Brother Duetta. This is the 4500 Novus D Walt Disney Edition. I've stuck cupcakes all over it, and I love it. This is my best friend. I don't get to use it that much because I can't sit long enough, but it is a workhorse, and it cost me a little penny back in the day. I've had it since, I've had it 5 years now. It still works just as good now as the day it did when I bought it. There's my thread, and there's my class of whenever it was, 2005. 3 from Macon, no, yeah, 5 from Macon State College. See, there's proof that I'm an educated woman, in addition to my associate's degree in science from Macon State College, and my angel pictures that I got from a yard sale, and there's my LPN diploma, and I am a double educated nurse. There's another picture I got at a yard sale for $1. This is another, this is more of my rulers. I have every different ruler known to man. Rulers, every size, every shape. This is my sewing thread. Some embroidery too. This is my sewing thread. This is my embroidery thread. This is my little trinket box. It's got all my notions in it. And we'll be here all day. Over here you got my grandmother's brown sugar bowl. It's got all my marking tools. Got my bobbins back there in those plastic cases. Pins, of course. My needle box in the white ceramic cookie jar. I put my needle box down in there. Kind of make it not look like a doctor's office in here. My thread holder. My bunny rabbit. Not through with her. She's supposed to have a dress, and she's a sewing machine cover, but I ain't through with her. I got to take some of that walnut shells out because she's too heavy. But this is my little Brother Novus sewing machine with the quilting table on it that I love. Love. This is my pickup stick because I can't hardly bend over with my broke back to pick stuff up off the floor. And this, I thought Vanessa Wilson with Crafty Gemini and my quilting friends might appreciate this, and you can get your husband to make you one because mine made mine. Just get you some wood and get them to nail it together, and then take you some felt or some batting and staple it on there, and you can arrange your quilt blocks on there and see what they look like as you are sewing them together. Let me show you. And they won't fall off. They just stick there. See that? You just put them where you want them, and they just stick. They won't go anywhere. That's better than sliced bread, baby, right there. But anyway, all it is just a wooden stand. I mean, nothing fancy. Look at there. And I stapled the warm and natural cotton batting to it. It's just made out of wood. See that? Huh? Best thing since sliced bread when you're quilting, because when you get through and you're sewing, you just stick your little quilt blocks up there, and you can see, you know, how the placement goes. And I love that. And I'm almost to block number 8 on my video quilt along. It's taken me a long time because I'm slow. This is my grandmother's sewing machine. There's my very first sewing machine on the bottom, which was my mother's. This one was my grandmother's, but she didn't ever use it. I don't remember her ever sewing on it, but it was in the house. That's my serger that was my friend Tasha gave to me, and it works fine. That is my electric Pfaff scissors that I paid $50 for. And I tell you what, those are some, I love them. I love them, love them, love them. But I got them half off because I had a coupon. This is another view of the room. So I can go all 4 sides with my table here. This is an antique hand pinker. You run your fabric or your whatever through there and you crank it and it pinks the edge like pinking scissors. Here are my quilt blocks that I'm working on. They're different ones. So that's another day. There's my sprays and there's my iron, but I'm gonna scrap it before long because I'm gonna get me a new iron that automatically raises itself up off of the ironing board. It'll do this number. When you iron, you just slide it over and it goes and you don't have to stand it up because that iron's heavy. And there's my little coffee can, my fabric covered coffee can, and I've got the pattern for that, by the way. Let's walk on through here. This is fabric. That's flannel. All that's cotton and flannel. All that right there is flannel. That down there is nothing but flannel. I've got some more stuff to put up, so there's room on my shelves. That's cotton fabric, cotton fabric. Those are all my books and patterns and different things over there. And let's back up and come over this way. Down there is all my denim. There's flannel. Cotton, all that's cotton. Red box, brown box, clear box is cotton, cotton, cotton. There's my bunny. There's batting, and there is my quilt in that bin. It's going to be a king size one day if I ever get through with it. On the very top in that box is Christmas flannel. And those are my sewing machine covers up there. Sorry about that. And that is Big Daddy's food dehydrator, and he's got to get that deer meat out and get it loaded. Hope y'all like the tour of my... Oh, the orange is indicative of all Halloween fabric, and the red is, yep, you guessed it, Christmas. They're slap full too. I can't pick one up by myself, put it that way. All of these are my patterns and books back here. They're slap full. And there's my Dakota Collectibles 2007 and 2008 embroidery designs. And I'm telling you, I don't need to buy another stitch of fabric for as long as I live. So anyway, this is my room. This is where I live. And I'm dead, so I'm about to go to bed. I hope y'all have a great night. Have a great night. See ya.